In today's video, I am going to talk about the perfect trilogy for every layout. If you do these things, there is no way that you can fail on your scrapbooking projects. Hi, I'm Katie Taylor at scrappinkaty.com, where I show you how to preserve your family's memories through the art of scrapbooking. I thought in this video it would be fun to compare a couple of collections. So I subscribe to the Club Echo Park, where you get a box every quarter or every other month. I can't remember. And they always vary in what they give. So I thought, because I love this one is from last year. I love this little layout. So you always get a project sheet. Now there are no instructions. It's just letting you know what you could do with your kit. And I like this one. I have some recent photos of our daughter at the pool with her friends. So I thought I would recreate that using this kit. And then I also thought that I would do the same layout using the flower shop from Close to My Heart. So you can see, going to be totally different. One's going to be summer, pools, everything like that. This one actually is going to be of some wedding photos, but I'm going to use the same inspiration piece, and we will see how that turns out. I get asked often, you know, why do you always or only show Close to My Heart stuff? And is it because you're a maker? I don't love Close to My Heart because I sell it. I sell it because I love it. And I've sold it for 21 years, almost 21 years. And I just love the quality. I used to be on a couple of design teams for other paper collections. And just the quality is bar none. Now, I love other companies, I guess you would say here, other companies' designs. I love those, and that's why I order things like Echo Park and then Simple Stories and some other things. But for the majority of my scrapbooking, you're going to see Close to My Heart here. So I thought that it would be fun to just kind of walk you through the two collections, and then you decide for yourself. I think that I chose really good photos for the two collections. Here's the one of the swimming pool. So this photo goes really well with this collection. And then here is the one for Flower Shop. So again, the photo goes really well with the collection. And I'd be curious to know, what do you think between the two collections and how I did on each one? And then if you are a fan of Close to My Heart, Echo Park, anything else, because I'm always looking for recommendations. So I am going to clear off my space and go ahead and pre-cut some papers. Since I'm going to do two videos in one, I'm going to go ahead and pre-cut some papers to get this layout made, and then we will be right back. I am going to start with the layout from Echo Park, and I am using this pattern paper versus the one that's shown in the inspiration piece, and a white daisy piece of cardstock. I realize that I need to trim off another 1/4 inch, so I will do that. And then I'll bring out my Versamat just to kind of make things a little bit more visible for you guys so you can see some of the measurements. Now I am gutting this paper because I love it. It only came with one sheet, so I definitely want to save that inside for something else. So you can see that left side of the gut is the one where the white daisy has more of a border. Even though I'm going to put some strips of paper on there, I wanted to keep that one just a little bit bigger. Now this one measures 11 by 10.5. And so the 11 is going to be the vertical measurement, and the 10.5 will be the landscape. And then I'm just taking those strips of some pattern paper, again from the Echo Park, just free-handed cut those and then kind of stacking those at an angle. And then I am going to squeeze those in between that white daisy cardstock and that pattern paper for my base. I did want to bring in some orange, and then of course that light grid paper that was used on the original one. So I tore those, and then I am using one of the little pocket cards that came with the sheets of paper from Echo Park as a mat for that right photo, just to kind of have something sticking off to the side. Now I'll do something similar in the other photo using Flower Shop, but you'll have to stick around and see. I change it up just a bit. So off camera, I went ahead and I took those chipboard pieces and the ephemera and went ahead and chose the ones that I thought I would like. The thing about the Echo Park kit is it is sentiment heavy. And so I'm going to have that big, huge summertime title. So even though I want some smaller sentiments, I don't want a whole bunch. So I've just kind of laid those out. So my title, again, is going to be Summertime, just like the inspiration piece. So I've pulled out my acrylic letters. Now, I love our white and black acrylic letters. They are no longer available, but the rainbow color is. I just have not found an instance to use them because you don't get all A's in one color and then all B's in another color. And so you would need something like this layout to really make those work. So I've gone ahead and picked out those letters, and then I am going to just do a treatment behind them. So I just took my honey butter ink pad, put it on my glass board, sprayed some water, and then I'm using some packaging just to pick up that ink and kind of make that little circle. Now, when I moved the letters off my project, I made sure that I moved them in a way that I would kind of know where they went. And that's going to make it a little bit easier to put them back onto my layout. That's one of the things that's bad about, figuring out where all your embellishments go, is that sometime you've got to take them off and put them back on. And I'm doing the same thing here with those ephemera. So one of the trilogy pieces is that you want something that is on your layout base. In this instance, I am using stamping. This is the stamp set that came with the Echo Park kit, and I'm just using that big floral piece in Bluebird and Honey Butter. Honey Butter was the same color that I have underneath my title. And then there were a couple of leaves, and I pulled out Green Apple. These are the colors that match best with the Echo Park. Keep in mind that my ink colors are close to my heart, and then Echo Park, of course, is its own. I am going to keep these little leaves out because I need to fill in some spaces when I bring back in the chipboard. So the stamping was the first in the trilogy. The other is the embellishments, and those would be the 3D, whether that be chipboard or die cuts, and you can add 3D foam tape. So I'm just using some liquid adhesive to put those back in place. And then I am going to just, like I said, because they're just kind of off to the side, that's the way I drug them when I took them off. It's going to make it really easy to adhere back to my layout. I'm ready to adhere that photo, so I took the backing off the 3D foam tape, and then I'm going to just proceed in putting back these little ephemera pieces. Don't forget that if you are liking this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you aren't already a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and sign up for notifications. And then share with your friends. If you aren't able to shop any of the links down below, simply by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing, it helps my little YouTube channel out, and it helps YouTube show you more videos of the same. So we are done with the stamping, and then I am going to just add these little bitty chipboard pieces and then come in with some stickers. I chose this little sticker sun to put in between summer and time to kind of balance out that circle. And then I'm going to cut this cloud sticker in half and then go ahead and tuck it behind the chipboard cloud. So the third thing in the trilogy is using stickers. So there's a difference between stickers and die cuts. Number one, stickers usually have kind of a shiny finish. Also, they are flat, so you can adhere them directly to your project. Again, giving that dimension that just is perfect for cards and scrapbooks and all of that. So that is the third part in this trilogy. And then I am going to finish up with the little enamel dots that came with the Echo Park kit. I try to keep in line with the little torn edges, trying to tuck things in behind there. Now, the inspiration piece did not have this little element, but a lot of times when you have layers, if you'll tuck things in between the layers and behind the layers, it just kind of adds that extra dimension. So here's where I am adding some of those enamel dots around my title. They do not match perfectly, but in the end, I kind of like them up there. It brought them up to the top right of that layout. I am going to add just this little cut from one of the scallop border stickers up there. I think it finishes it off nicely. And then I am going to add a stamped sentiment over that sticker that says blue skies are ahead. And I decided to add a faux stitching line with just a blue pen and my T ruler, and you'll see that here in a second. Again, I think it finishes it off really nicely, and you don't just have that stark white daisy base. So let me remove the adhesive from my Versamat in the back of my layout, and then we can take a look at this. So again, the trilogy is stamps, stickers, and ephemera or dimension, as in chipboard, stuff like that. So that one's done. Now let's take a look at the flower shop. I'm using the same trilogy idea, but instead of stamps, I am using stencils. So you see that I already have my base pre-adhered together, and then I am taking the stencils from Dreammaker, and then I am layering them on top of each other using sage and avocado ink. It's going to create just this little subtle pattern. I am going to repeat that over on the right side, kind of making a circle, but also just keeping in mind the little clusters and embellishments that I'm going to have surrounding my photo. So you see I've already laid down the layers. Now I did not do any paper tearing on this one. This layout or this photo is a little bit more elegant than paper tearing. I have already done some stickers in between the layers. Remember, that is one of the trilogies. And then I have put some more stickers on my anti-static pouch to take the sticky off them so I can use 3D foam tape. Now, I mentioned earlier that your stickers can go directly onto your layout, or you can use 3D foam tape, but they are separate from ephemera or die cuts because of the shine that some of them have. And you'll see that here in just a second when I actually walk you through this layout. So the flower shop comes with these chipboard pieces. It's really a dark blue, a little darker than our sapphire, and then the wood grain. So that is going to be my title. And then I pulled out my acrylic shapes, and I'm going to pull in that raspberry color. Now I do want some little stickers. Remember that red scallop piece? I pulled a yellow border from the flower shop instead. And then I am just going to layer up these florals. So we have the stenciling, we have stickers, and then we have those acrylic embellishments. And then this layout is going to come together pretty quickly. Now I am going to just adhere these acrylic shapes down and then start on my title. Again, my title comes from the chipboard pieces, and it is Beautiful Memories. You'll notice on this layout, I chose not to do the circular pattern. I don't think that it would have been a huge faux pas, I guess, but I just like the elegantness. Is elegantness a word? I like the elegance, yes. I like the elegance of the straight lines with this photo because it is a wedding photo of me and my best friend's daughter. She has 5 gorgeous daughters. I promise you, they probably need to be on some sort of magazine. I just can't believe how you are blessed with 5 gorgeous girls. And one of them got married. They are just like children to me. They call me Auntie Katie. And I just loved celebrating this day with her. And then I am going to pull out some stickers from the sticker sheet. There's a border sticker. I'm bringing that border down to the right, as well as that zip strip that's on the left. And then the stickers for this one will kind of commemorate the closeness, the close bond that we have. So we have Beautiful Moments, and then Family Ties is the one I just put down. And then under the photo is Living the Sweet Life. And then I will pull out some more stickers to kind of just bring in those pops of yellow after I put that border sticker down at the bottom right, and then there's one at the top left. I'm really liking the pops of yellow, so I have just added those stickers to 3D foam tape and adhering those down. Now, much like the other layout, this white daisy piece needs a little bit of finishing, so I'm adding some dark blue. It's from the Navy Le Pen, and this one I am hand drawing, and I think that it just finishes it off, as well as some white gel pen to these dark blue chipboard pieces. So I've done the florals, and then I'm going to outline the letters in beautiful. You'll be able to see some close-ups here in just a second of that. And I am about to pick this layout up and show you what it looks like in all its glory, and then kind of show you the trilogy. So here we are. You've got the stencils peeking out from behind the ephemera and the stickers. Now remember, these stickers, I did use 3D foam tape on most of them, but on those little sentiment strips, I did stick those directly to the layout base. Here are some close-ups and some comparisons of those two layouts. Remember that use this trilogy next time you create, and let me know if it worked for you and how you liked it on your projects. I will leave links down below to all the products that I used if they are still available, as well as links to my social media. I would love for you to go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. If you liked what you saw, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss another crafty video. Thanks, and have a wonderful week.